A new name.
A new format.
Now we just need 8 new All-Stars. Get ready for the LeMieux All-Star Academy. Welcome to the LeMieux All-Star Academy 2022.
And welcome back to Talent.
Well, we've got 8 brand new All-Stars for you and 8 brand new horses and ponies for you to get to know.
Not to mention some of the biggest names in the business.
Helping them along the way.
Get behind you.
Riders, you have to get on the right diagonal because that is how you balance the horse.
Somebody could come round here. Somebody could come round the top.
7 as well, yes.
Keep on your line and go with him. You've got to relax.
Now this year it's a little bit different because only 4 riders will make it to the LeMieux finale on the last day.
That's right, it's an elimination All-Stars.
Well, we better go and find out who we're dealing with. Let's go meet the class of 2022.
I'm Kieran and this is Maddie. We're from Derry in Northern Ireland. We compete in a bit of everything and we've just recently moved up to novice level dressage.
Hi, I'm Dominique. This is my Irish sport horse Stella. We're based in Epsom and together we hope to event and show jump affiliated in the future.
Hi, my name is Grace. I'm 29 and work in digital marketing and we're based near Bath in Somerset. And this is my lovely horse Duke. He's 13 and underwent piercing spine surgery just 2 years ago. So we do a little bit of everything. I like to call ourselves Jack of all trades and masters of none, and we are so excited to be on the All-Star Academy this year.
Hi, my name's Izzy. I'm 28 years old and I'm from Henley in Oxfordshire. This is my gorgeous horse Aria. She's an 8-year-old Irish sport horse and together we do show jumping.
I'm Joanna and I'm a 25-year-old carer from Dundee, Scotland. This is my amazing pony Blondie. We love doing eventing and we're currently competing up to BE 90.
Hi, I'm Tasha. This is Mr. O, Oxo. We're from Gloucestershire. Together we do eventing, currently competing at BE 90.
Hi, my name's Rowena. I'm a 36-year-old supply chain manager from Horsham in West Sussex. And this lovely pony is Delhi. He's a fell pony and we do endurance together.
I'm Tommy, a 28-year-old bus driver from Romford in Essex. This is my lovely rescue horse Louis. Together we do a little bit of everything, but our main passion is for showing.
Okay, I'm just about to leave to go to Talent and I'm feeling a little bit nervous but incredibly sad because that is not a grey horse and unfortunately Aria has got to have a couple of weeks off games while she recovers from a knocked her leg. So I'm bringing the lovely Roxy who, fingers crossed, is going to do the team proud and I'm really excited.
So here we are, I'm all loaded up, ready to go. How am I feeling? Oh, excited, nervous. I'm just such a bag of emotions right now. I definitely don't want to be the first to cry. I don't want Pammy to call me wet. I'm looking forward to meeting my fellow contestants, although slightly apprehensive as I'm very aware I have knickers older than the majority of them. But we are looking forward to making some memories this week and having some fun.
Oh my god, that was such a long journey. We've just arrived. My mum and dad are both in the car.
Oh,
that's my dad. Oh, there you are. Hello. get your bed all made.
Feeling very nervous, but looking forward to what's in store, or maybe I'm not sure. Exciting! Come on then. Good girl. Hi!
I'm Kieran. How are you doing?
Hello.
I'm Joanna.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, so nice to meet you. We're going to go show you down to your stable if you want, yeah?
How do you feel? Do you feel like a star? I said it was quite emotional coming through the gates.
Yeah.
I did. I pulled up and I saw the talent. I took a little photo and then I scanned round and it said All Stars and I was like, oh my god! Hello. Yeah, I think I really would benefit for some really nice training, and I'm most worried about the cross country because that is not our strong point. How amazing is this? Oh. Oh, so's my hair.
I don't think I've ever seen such a big poo in my life.
Hello, Daddy.
Oh, it's so nice to see everyone. Oh my gosh, we're here! It's Pammy I'm scared of, but equally excited to meet. He's had a bit of a tough couple of years, so I'm really excited to see what Pammy's gonna think of him and yeah, what she's going to make us do. So he's the first spotty ever on the All-Star Academy. I hope he does the breed proud and doesn't embarrass all of the spotty community. Yes. What do you think? This is Duke.
Look at this guy. It's a tall horse. I am not used to this.
I'm a bit nervous about meeting Pammy, but also at the same time I'm happy I'm doing this with him, you know, and a horse that's come from nowhere, so that's hopefully what I'm going to get out of it.
Hi! Nice to meet you.
Glad to meet everyone. Hi guys.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's like nervous, excited, like I don't know, you know, that kind of feeling. So I'm just kind of excited to get started and maybe the nerves will kind of ease away after a while. I like warm up.
As always, our lucky 8 riders get a goodie bag with all kinds of wonderful products for their ponies. But as well as that, this year they have their very own grooming consultant.
So each of them got a goodie bag from us, which includes a specific pack that I put together for them. They make sure that your horse is shiny and clean all the time. So I hope that they will enjoy all of our products and they will have me here all week to help them with any of their problems.
Glitter and shine, I like the sound of that. That sounds gay.
That's so soft.
Tasha, how does it feel to now have more than one brush?
Now they're all going to want to borrow mine.
Oh, I just love this fig colour. It's so nice. It's going to suit Blondie so much, isn't it?
So this is heaven. I think I'm going to need some instructions. Oh wow. Look at that. They are gorgeous. Lovely.
Oh. Glitter and shine. Oh, so good.
Rosie, look what you've got.
Well, what a great job lot.
I'm a tap. Ah, you're the lucky one. I snore, I've got earplugs. We're in here.
Oh my god, are we together? Oh my god, shock!
Oh, I did want a new belt actually. They're lovely.
Very nice. Yes. With Joanna. Goodness, is she in here?
A water bottle, very handy for all the challenges we're going to be doing.
Oh, and spare gloves because I always lose my gloves.
Yeah, I'm really glad you got a belt because I do like to wear a belt and I wasn't sure whether we were going to get one and this is lovely.
Feels like Christmas morning.
So with a new hat, you want a firm pressure that feels even all the way around your head.
Yeah.
So kind of like a new leather pair of shoes, it is going to stretch as you wear it. So it should feel quite firm while it's new. So with your chin strap, I will do your chin strap up way tighter than probably you've ever ridden in it before. So it's going to feel very tight to start with, but that is how tight it should be. So this gap between the chin strap and your chin is actually how much the hat could move if you were to fall and bang your head. It's feel nice and snug all the way around your head. Does that feel better without it tucked in the hat? Yeah. How did you find the big peak?
I love it because I do endurance riding.
Okay.
It helps keep the weather and the sun out
Off
of
your
my
face.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look really nice as well. Okay, so we're going to check your body protectors as well. So the main thing that you're looking for, these red markers that you can see, so they're on the chest, the waist and on the shoulder. If those are visible, then the body protector is too small for you. So we're just going to make sure that this is done up nice and tight and all covered. You still feel like you can breathe in that?
Yep.
Job done then.
Hello and welcome to the Talent School of Equitation, home to the LeMieux All-Star Academy. And congratulations, you lot have made the final 8 out of hundreds of applicants, and in 5 days' time, one of you is going to be our champion. But let me introduce you to the wonderful Pammy Hutton.
Welcome to Talent, and we hope that you have lots of fun and learn lots. We're so lucky to have some great horsemen and women coming along as well. We're not entirely looking for the best rider. We are looking for an all-star that shows us effectiveness, kindness, empathy, and most of all, love of our horse to our equine friends.
Love of the horse is very important. Well, as usual, there'll be a winner and a runner-up for each task, and that will decide where you are on the leaderboard. But we've got a bit of a twist this year. You know, you're all looking so terrified. After episode 2, each episode, someone from the bottom 2 will be going home. So there is a lot to play for, but you have someone who you can lean on, someone there for moral support. The wonderful Tina Wallace is back from a previous All-Stars. Tina, are you excited to be here?
So excited to be here, yeah. It's going to be fabulous. They've got a lot of excitement ahead of them, I believe.
There's a lot to happen this week. I'm very excited. But we have got to get started with the Charles Owen at Home Dressage Challenge. And there's no need, I know you've got your hats on, but there's no need to get the horses out. They can chill out after a long journey, because I've been told that you guys have already filmed this. It's like an online dressage test. You've already filmed it, we're about to watch it, but it's been judged. Pammy, you phoned a friend.
We phoned 2 friends. So we have Carl Hester and Rory Bremner. So you may well hang your heads in shame, but hopefully it will go well.
Well, let's see.
Hi All Stars, I am your surprise judge today. Pammy's very kindly also organised for me to have a very special writer with me. I'm not quite sure how experienced he is, but Rory.
Hello. Yes, well, I've done it once at badminton. That was a bit of dressage commentary with Pammy. She said, could you come along and just watch and commentary?
The job I've given you today is because, as a judge, I need to watch, I need to remark on what they're doing. You need to follow my every word, write that down for them so people know what they've got on their sheets.
So that's what writers do, because you've got to watch the whole thing.
I've got to watch the whole thing.
So you can't do that and write at the same
I'm not
time.
an experienced judge, so I'm going to be relying on you a little bit. So I think with that,
I'm the Louis Walsh of dressage. Great transition. I think we're going to go all the way. Okay, let's start.
Let's start with our first one.
Okay, so this is Rowena Day, and she's on Delhi. And so that's the working trot, is it?
This is the working trot. So she is not yet entered, Roy. So nothing to write right at the moment. She's just making her way to the to A, which is where everybody enters their first dressage test. I can put my glasses on, rarely seen in public, but I think it might help me.
Destroy your image.
So what we're doing here is I'm looking for this straight centre line. This is the first impression that we get as a judge. So I've got to wait till she gets all the way to the end. So nothing yet. But if you see there, we're looking for the straightness, the contact and the balance. So the contact is how nice her hand is there. There's a little movement of the head, but a fairly straight entry. I think we'll give that an 8 and put fairly straight. So now she's doing her working trot, C to A. So this is just telling me, does she have a good rhythm? Because we have something called a scale of training, and rhythm is the first thing I'm looking at. So this is very nice, very straight, all the way around to there. So there's our next mark. I would also give that an 8. So all the way around. It's quite. This is a really an attractive pony as well. I learnt to ride on the Felon Sark, and I love their work ethic. And you can just see the happiness here and a nice partnership. For the final mark. And a very still halt. Just moved 1 foot after I said that. However, I would give that a 7 because that's the straightness. So we're just going to do the judges' comments at the end here. So we'll have to give a mark for paces, and I thought that this pony had 3 nice paces. I'm going to give it 7.5. Could have been a little bit more elastic. So our next mark is impulsion. So that was the desire of the horse to go forward, and it looked naturally forward and motivated. So I'm also going to give that an 8. The submission, there was some moments there where the horse was leaning over, wasn't always upright and as supple to the left as it was to the right. There was more bending to the right. So I'm going to come down a little bit in the submission to a 7 because the horse was obedient. So that's what I do like about it. And then the final mark there, the rider's position and seat. So if I feel if she could just keep the horse a little bit more upright with her inside leg and her inside rein, that would help on that particular rein. But what a nice presentation. Easy to watch, which is what dressage should be about, and a very obedient, willing pony. So I'm going to give her a 7.5 for her position.
Time to meet the star of our show, Carl, in the Charles Owen at Home Dressage Challenge. It's Tommy Harwood and his dance partner, Louis.
Fantastic. Let's get them dancing. Right, so that's an attractive coloured pony there. So we're looking again for the straightness. Is the head carried in front of the chest? Yes, it is. And the hind feet have to fall in the print of the front, which they do. So we'll give that an 8 for the entry. I just want to look and really looking for like a 3-beat. You've got to have a really good 3-beat canter, a nice strong canter. Could have more jump there, so I'm going to give that a 7.5. And now we're on the working canter and the circle again. But we've got quite a nice self-carriage in the canter. You know, it doesn't look, sometimes when they're unbalanced, it can look like the wall of death. Whereas this one is remaining in a nice beat there.
So
that will give 7.5. Nice to know, even though you're coming down to walk, you're still riding forward. I like that, give that an 8. And now turns to the centre line again. for our final movement, looking pretty straight there. Not so easy when you've got a horse with a white blaze down its face, because you can, you know, if it goes slightly kinky, it's very obvious, and we can see there. So I'm still seeing that hind leg over to his left-hand side there, so that would be a 6, not straight in the halt.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to say, Carl, you're getting a little bit better at this. It was slightly down on the working trot and for the medium walk, but otherwise you even got an 8 off for your working trot. So it's doing a little better, my darling.
Thank you, but I'm not wanting to get too good at this because I'm finding it quite hard work, actually. Okay, so, let's go. Paces. So we had, we had a nice a horse with regularity in all 3 paces. Freedom could have been a little bit better, but I'd still, you know, clear paces, so I'd still give a 7.5. The impulsion, now what it says under my line here for impulsion is the suppleness of the back and engagement of the hindquarters, and that is where we'd like to see a little bit more improvement here, the suppleness. So I would still be going with a 7. The submission, I mean, again, nice to see in the beating hole. I wonder how many times these riders did this test before they sent in the right one. That'd be quite interesting to find out if these were first cuts, wouldn't it? But presuming it is, well, then I think the submission mark should also be a 7. And I thought the rider rode very tactfully as well.
7.5. Good, good.
So my comments would be very willing to add to that because it was a nice willing test. And will improve through suppleness. So who do we have next, Rory?
Our next contestant in the Charles Owen at Home Dressage Challenge is Izzy Hatch, and this is a remarkable creature called Roxy.
I'm looking forward to this. Okay. This is actually a much nicer way to start your test, not having to do that halt at the beginning. Gets you going forward in a very straight centre line there, 7.5. Could be more bent to the right. So what I want to see there is an indication. When somebody is going to turn that way, I need to see that flexion from X. Now this trot, coming back to the serpentine again. It's interesting, of course, the further they go along in the tests, the more we're beginning to see that nice bit of relaxation. Riders relaxing, horses relaxing.
So mark for 7.
So 7 there, the transition to working trot was a 7.
Yep.
And now we've just finished the serpentine, which I would give a 7.5 to. Like that transition to canter, that was good. Yeah, you see, if the rider used her arms a little bit more forward there, so she's almost sort of like slowing the horse down, although the walk is a very clear rhythm and positive, it could march a bit more. You know, you want to see one of those walks like a racehorse walking around a paddock, I always think. I'm going to give a 7.5 for that though, because it was a clear rhythm. And now the turn. Again, a horse with, you have to be really clever here that you walk with the hands very steady, head in front of the chest, so it's totally straight, which that is. And just coming to the halt, which I can see is very still and looks very square. Well, that's the best final centre line we've had. I'm going to give that a 9. Your best bit came at the end there, Izzy. So that just shows how you can relax through the minutes of a test. Now, paces there for the freedom and the regularity. I think we're going to give a 7.5. And we're going to say a nice moving horse. And I'm going to go on to the impulsion there because there was plenty of desire to move forward. We could see the horse was willing. The rider appeared to be doing not very much with their aids, which was good because that tells you the horse is free moving. So we're going to give that a 7.5. The submission is where this horse we would just say needs to come more off the forehand, particularly in trot, I would say.
So for submission, what you marked there?
We're going to give a 7 for that. And for the rider's position and seat, I thought very tactful, again, nice tactful ridden, discreet aids. So I'm going to give an 8.
Good. Very good, Mark. Well done, Izzy.
Very good.
Okay, Rory, who do we have next?
The next one in the Dressage Challenge is Grace Hoskins, and she's riding Duke Duke, very appropriate name.
Very appropriate.
Makes me think of John Wayne, he was the Duke.
He
A
was.
lot of spotted horses in the Westerns.
I've never judged an Appaloosa before, so this will be interesting.
Appaloosa.
Should make absolutely no difference, of course.
So,
yeah, entering here. So that's where I need to see the indication of the turn. So the horse was a little bit bent to the left, even though it was going to turn to the right. So fairly straight, but I'm going to give a 7 there and say wrong bend.
Wrong bend.
Yeah, so you can just see a little bit of fussiness. So the horse sort of like comes on and off the bridle there. And what I'd like to see is him just settle a little bit more into her hand.
So the mark for the serpentine?
Yeah, I'm going to give that a 6.5 because I'd like to see him more settled in the frame.
Mm-hmm.
Medium walk's quite nice, 6.5. And now we need the horse to drop the neck forward. There we go, starting to get a good walk there. But again, look how he still keeps that left bend. Got to really work on right flexion. But a clear rhythm so far and not disturbed. Give that a 7.5. Put the horse in 2 reins, put the horse between both your legs and just send it forward up the centre line towards the judge. Probably helps if they would actually be able to see us in the real Rory here, because they would actually like give us a big beaming smile. And, but fairly straight, they could just see the hind leg, the left hind leg slightly out. Give that a 7. So I think we're going to give these paces 7. There was nothing wrong with these paces, so we can just say correct paces could show a little bit more. I would say what I want to see in there is just a little bit more expression. So the impulsion, the horse did want to move forwards, but he wasn't always elastic both ways. So I'm going to give that a 6. So even on the right rein, to me, you're going to have to learn to just bring your horse more upright with your inside leg. That will help you. I'm sure you'll be able to see it there. The submission, the horse was submissive, but he didn't always accept the rider's hand and the bridle, didn't always accept the aids. So your aids are your legs, your seat, your hand, and he didn't accept all of those at the same time. So I'm going to give that a 6. But that will, that will improve if you can get him more supple on the right-hand side. And the rider's position and seat. I would just say you need to try and develop a slightly stronger seat with your leg underneath. So this, we call this ear, shoulder, hip, heel. It's very a basic line, but it really help you. It's there for a reason. It keeps you really upright on the saddle. But I mean, you very soft with your horse, which was nice to see. So we're going to give that a 7.
So you said need to develop stronger seat, and how would she do that?
She will do that by, possibly riding without stirrups. It's not supposed to be the most uncomfortable thing that you experience in your life. So if you do feel a bit unstable, do it in canter first, because that actually helps you. It's easier to move your seat in canter and get more supple in canter. So that's just really will help in lunge lessons, which I'm sure Pammy will pick up on there and tell you how lunge lessons work. It's not very comfortable.
Well, I think we've got time for a break now. We're halfway through, and it's tough. I need a break from all the writing, and you probably need a cup of tea for your voice. So we're going to take a couple of minutes and be back.
Well, welcome back to the LeMieux All-Star Academy, and who have we got to kick us off, Rory?
The next contender in the Charles Owen at Home Dressage Challenge is Kieran McCormack or Maddie.
Fantastic.
Go, Kieran. Marks for the sky there, very beautiful sky. Working
Here
trot
we
down
go.
the centre
So
line.
from what I can see, now he's coming towards me. It's taking it's like a very long driveway. And now this serpentine, which will tell me whether the horse is bending equally both ways. This horse so far looks to be very upright. We don't want to see this motorbike leaning over around the turns. We need this upright, nice rhythm. Now I'm going to give that an 8. That's the best serpentine we've seen.
Good.
Obedient transition to canter as well. So it's always a good tip for the riders, when you are just cantering around, when you're because this novice test really is showing the judges your paces here. So we want to see this upright tendency more. A nice beat though, so that's another 7.5. What is always a good tip is to say somebody put a tennis ball between your horse's ears and see if it stays there or does it fall down the front of the face. And we can see the horse becoming a little bit overbent around the turn there. So I'm going to give that a 7. It's quite difficult, as you can see, to try and like find out how you get 9s and 10s, but really the 9s and 10s come. And that's a very nice canter again there, another 8 there, another half circle. And now I'm looking for the length and stride. So the horse really, what you're looking for is like a slow front leg. The horse shouldn't get quick in front, should get long, slow steps. And again here, not this horse's best point. That would really, I'm going to give that a 6, and that's being generous there. Transition to walk, very obedient, and you can see the relaxation. If you look at this horse's tail, it really swings nicely side to side in the walk. Fantastic. Countryside looking amazing.
Coming in from the distance on a very long walk down the centre line. Was that straight?
Not straight there, you're quite right, Rory. I think we'll be swapping positions in a minute.
So paces?
So we're going to give the paces there 3 good paces. So we'll put 3 good paces, and I'm going to give that an 8. The impulsion was definitely plenty of that, and it could be a little bit more engaged. I'm going to give that a 7. Submission, it was a nice, I would put some nice harmony, needs to accept, it's accepting the bridle a little better on the serpentine.
Because there were
some flexions. I'm going to give that a 7, and I thought the rider was effective, and I'm going to give the rider a 7.5. But a very nice performance. And Rory, our next competitor this afternoon.
Well, we're going to see Natasha Nicholas, and she's riding Oxo.
How exciting. And my favourite voice so far, I might add.
An entire test done by Julian Clary. Let's see how she does.
Straightness, of course, being one of Julian's favourite words as she comes down the centre line. We have a little bit of a wobble going on here. Now, that's a... Okay, so we're going to give that a 6.5 and saying needs to be straighter. We had a wobble at the end. And that wobble is what a lot of riders do. If they're going to turn right, they tend to bulge out to the left to turn right. And of course, you've got to go straight at your letter. So I want to see that straighter. Nice rhythm around the edge, 7. And when you're going around the school, you've got to help you get the horse really straight, you've got to put the inside hind leg between the front legs. That's always a good indication your horse is straight. And she's trying hard there to get him straighter. You can see he's bringing his quarters in, so I'm going to give that a 6 as well. Yeah. But just lacking a little bit of balance at the end, we'll give that a 7. And then the transition to trot, we're going to have to give a 4 to, because the horse trotted and then cantered. And here, you've got to check your diagonals, because you're on the wrong diagonal there. It's important you change your diagonals as a rider, because that's what helps the horse balance. So really getting more relaxation there. Neck's coming out further, which is good. And that's the nicest bit so far, really relaxing towards the end, 7.5. And now just the walk down the middle. This is very often, when you get to the end of a test, this is when you always see the best bit, because the riders are feeling more relaxed themselves about the finish. Just wobbling there and stepping slightly sideways, but it's still hold. We're going to give that a 7. I think she's relieved to get to the end of that. It was just a little bit unsettled through the test. But
you'll get a 7 there. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit unsettled. So for the paces, you could see there, it was just, they were spoiled a little bit by tension. So I'm going to give the paces a 7. Now the suppleness of the back and the engagement of the hindquarters, which comes under the impulsion mark, I'm going to have to go down there to a 6, because the horse was just too tense, a little bit too tight in the back. Now the submission was where the horse was not always on the rider's aids, and so therefore became a little bit more on the forehand. So I'm going to have to give that a 6. And I just wanted the rider to relax a little bit more and try and enjoy it. We don't know what went on in the warm-up, so I'm going to give her a 6.5.
Okay, so you don't know because you're judging, but I know because I'm writing that I think she had a lot of sheep into that arena just before that test.
That is not ideal.
But I didn't tell you that.
That is not ideal.
You're
that is
judging.
not ideal.
So,
but I live in like a bird zoo here, and I have to ride with peacocks, guinea fowl, and 15 chickens. So your horse will get used to it. Come and practice at mine if you need to. That's my advice.
But yeah, so.
But there's plenty to like, but obviously with the mistakes, that's going to affect the overall mark. So, Rory, Our penultimate competitor is...
This is a Dominic Rooney, and our horse is called a Stella, so we're looking for a Stella test, my darling.
Let's see what she's got. Everyone has a favourite rein, and horses, like riders, favour one side more than the other. So it's very clever. If your horse is better turning off the right, obviously that's the way you come in.
So
and there was a beautiful curve to the right.
So you could come in...
You can come in on any rein you like.
But the importance is to be straight and have good contact and balance.
Right, we're not quite at C for this, are we? So it's a little bit cheaper. It looked very straight and very rhythmical. I mean, it looked like an 8 to me. It's always nice, you know, it's lovely when you judge and you look at a horse and you think, that's one I'd like to ride. That looks simple and easy and straightforward so far. Nicely balanced around the corner. Just some resistance we saw on the second half of the circle, which was a shame. Otherwise, that would have been above a 7, but we're going to stick with a 7, just for the resistance to her hand. Obedient transition. And when I say an obedient transition, it also involves watching that the horse doesn't run into canter. It just lifts into canter. And that horse lifted nicely into canter. It didn't run from her aid. Now that was a nicely balanced circle. We'll give that an 8. Oh, what a shame. Trip in the corner. Now that will affect this mark here of the length and strides. Just managed to get a few at the end. Not the strongest point of this test. That's a 6. We just have to think of looking straight through their ears for this last bit. You see the judge through their ears.
Mm-hmm.
Which will be looking straight at you. Pretty square halt, just moved there and not totally relaxed in the hand, but that would be a 7. That was a very pleasant test to judge, and so I think paces-wise, you know, if that walk could have been a bit more active, I would have been on an 8, but I'm going to stick with the 7.5 because of the length and strides in trot, which didn't really happen. But the impulsion, again, could have been higher in the walk and the medium trot, so that's still a 7.5 because of the rest of the good bits. Now the submission was nice and the lightness, so I'm going to give that an 8. And I'm also going to give the rider an 8 because I thought she was effective and you know, the partnership was very obvious to me that, and the horse looked willing to ride. I think that was a successful test. So, Rory, to our final rider, we have...
Our final rider in the Charles Owen at Home Dressage Championship. She's from Scotland, it's Joanna Taylor, and she's riding Blondie.
Great.
It's a lovely coloured horse. Is that done? No.
It's a Palomino.
It's a Palomino.
And
so
it's in the rain.
How's the centre line?
I mean, that's a fairly straight centre line, considering the pony's coming down the centre line in the rain. Rider needs to be on the other diagonal.
Tell it's Scotland.
Exactly. This is definitely, surely has to be Scotland.
That's Dreich.
But a beautiful, I love the pony. I'm going to give that a 7.5, and the trot around the edge I'm giving an 8. If the rider was on the right diagonal, I could go even higher. Riders, you have to get on the right diagonal because that is how you balance the horse around the turns. So you're on the wrong one here on your turn to the left. And if you don't change your diagonal, oh, she changed onto the wrong diagonal. But the pony, if I'm looking at the pony doing the serpentine, which didn't finish the serpentine, so that was a wrong strike off there, because, well, not a wrong strike off, it was incorrect. So the serpentine gets a 6, and then the strike off was very early, it's supposed to be after C. Could be a little bit softer generally some of the times there. That's a very nice picture for a novice there. And that serpentine, it keeps cantering in the wrong place. So I've got to, again, take a mark off the serpentine, a 7, because the serpentine wasn't finished. And this canter, the horse is leaning over more to the left. So, you know, this one is, you know, the hind leg, that inside hind leg has to be between the front legs, and it's not in the straight line. Better on the circle, so a 7. And on the diagonal, just need to lower your hand there. You see, when the rider rides with the hand so high in the air, you get the feeling that they're trying to carry the head and neck. Just want to keep your hands down below the wither there. So this could have really been, I think, one of our top markers. But because of the inaccuracies, in other words, both canter transitions are in the wrong place. I've got to come down, but that looks very straight and square from the front, and I'm going to give that an 8 for the finish. So, yeah, unfortunately, I mean, might be the weather.
Might be the weather.
Might be the weather has slightly dampened her memory. Maybe it's just a question of learning the test better. You really have to know where you're going so that you can help the pony, because I love this pony. It's got 3 lovely paces, and I'm going to give the paces an 8. The impulsion and the suppleness, that could be, the impulsion was good, but could be more supple. So I'm going to give that a 7.5. So the horse was actually submissive because it did what the rider wanted. Mm-hmm. It was the rider that wasn't submissive, unfortunately. So, and a correct and effective use of the A's, well, that does involve being on the correct diagonal when you do your serpentine. So you need to, I think you need to speak to Pammy about your diagonals. But you were a very soft rider, which was nice. And I love the combination of you and that pony because it's a lovely picture. So I'm going to give you a generous 7, but learn your diagonals.
Okie doke.
So listen, guys, these sheets will now go to Pammy. She will deliver the news on where you all came. Good luck for the rest of the competition to all stars. And I hope that you get the results that really mean something to you. So take it away, Pammy.
How absolutely brilliant to have Carl Hester and Rory Bremner judging and writing. He did say that he thought he might have been slightly generous. I have to say I did mention to Jenny I thought he'd been a little bit generous. But welcome, and I look forward to seeing you riding, and then we'll really find out.
Well, we better crack on with letting you guys know. I know you're leaning in now, it's getting tense. But in last place, in 8th place in the first challenge is Natasha with 62.29. Then in 7th place is Grace with 64.17. Then we have Rowena. She got 71.25. All very close marks here, Pammy. And then we have Tommy. He got 72.08. Well done, Tommy. Okay, and on the same score as Tommy, but coming in higher due to the collective marks, it is Joanna. Well done. Maybe have been a little bit higher if you'd remembered your test. But that was 72.08. Now we're getting down to the final 3. Kieran, congratulations. You came in at 3rd. Not quite good enough for a rosette, but it was 72.29. Right, so it's between our last 2. 73.75. Gains herself her first rosette of the All-Stars, and it's Izzy. Which means the winner of the first Charles Owen module goes to Dominique with 74.79. Well done, Dominique. So let's have a look at our first All-Star leaderboard. In first place with 2 rosettes, we have Dominique. And then in second place with just the 1 is Izzy, but she kicks off her All-Star journey well. Then we go down to Kieran and Joanna, then Tommy, Rowena, and in our bottom 2, and in danger, we have Grace and Natasha. All-Stars, well, that's it for today. Go and sort your horses out, get some rest. Thank you so much to the wonderful Carl and Rory. That was probably the best dressage session I've ever watched. And thank you so much to Pammy. But get a good night's sleep, because tomorrow morning we have another module.
Dominique, congratulations! And you, pretty girl. Winner of the first module on the All-Stars. And lots of 8s from Carl Hester. Well done, you.
I just feel really in shock still. I really wasn't expecting that. When I filmed it, I was like, I hate this is not good.
Really?
I was like,
so you're self-critical?
Yes, I was like, my hands, I'm not holding my hands up. I was like, am I on the right diagonal? I was like, maybe I should film it again, but I was already tired.
So how many takes did you do? Was it a one-take wonder?
No, it wasn't, it was 2.
That was intense.
Yeah, no, having Carl watch us actually ride was one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my life.
Dressage is not our forte. Duke had kissing spine surgery 2 years ago, and although that does sound a long time, rehab takes a very long time. I kind of feel more nervous now. I have to kind of live up to expectation, have to kind of keep going. So I feel like it's maybe more nervous for tomorrow's module.
We're going to give it our best shot and find our way out of the bottom two. I'm sure there's many challenges going on, so let's see if we can't go and get ourselves a rosette. I believe in us.
I'm now starting to get feelings of like nerves and worry because I want to do the best by Louis. I'm doing this journey mostly for him. I think the pony deserves the absolute world, and everything he gives me is a bonus. You know, I rescued him from the RSPCA, 250 quid, thinking he was just going to be a nice little project for my niece to learn to ride on, and he's just exceeded himself. So I really hope this week I can do him proud and show him off the best I can.
Well, it's day 2 here at the LeMieux All-Star Academy, and Pammy and I, wow, we've got a golden fork, Pammy.
Yeah, don't I hope it knows where it's going.
Yes, it is. We're going down to the stables to do a spot check. They don't know we're coming, so we're going to see how tidy it is and maybe award a rosette if anyone deserves it, and if they don't deserve it, we might even take one away. But Pammy, come on, let's go. This could be uncomfortable viewing, who knows?
It should be all right.
You think?
Yeah,
so, yeah, anyone...
they've been up early.
They've got their names next to the stable. Where are we going to start? Should
we start with the one?
This is Dominique.
Actually, she was out here not long ago.
How's it looking?
Immaculate. I mean, it's got a few shavings on its back, but as all horses do, they lie down when nobody's looking.
And very neat here.
Yeah.
The outside. No, it looks good. So Dominique's doing all right so
Well, that's
far.
like a 10 out of 10. I know.
Right, we've got Joanna and Blondie.
All right,
and this is,
little
we've
one.
not even met the ponies yet, so this is our
Are
first
you
opportunity.
really nervy? Oh.
And tiny, tiny little.
Doesn't like
Blondie.
me.
Again, this is very smart. Lovely shavings. It's a very cosy bed. Not quite so tidy.
I wouldn't say.
No, that's upsetting.
I know.
Bed okay, horse is looked after, but she's not looking after all her stuff. So this is Kieran and Matty, lovely coloured.
Yes, I've seen better mucking out. Look, take a look.
Oh yeah, but not too bad. Not too bad. Matty, oh, Matty says I quite like you. I'm coming to say hello.
Yeah, Matty I'm a hit with.
Smart out here.
Look, because look, even at the back, just move over.
He's not moved all the wet out,
Look,
has he?
no.
Yeah, no, I can see. So he's kind of covered it up a little bit. Cover up job.
I think we're a little cheating on the mucking out.
Okay.
I mean, you wouldn't want to sleep in a horrid bed.
No, I wouldn't, would you, Matty? Okay, this is Natasha and Oxo.
I tell you what the Oxo needs is a rug.
Oh, a rug? You think it's a bit chilly this morning?
No, well, just look
Is
at
it
its hair standing on up. So, Oxo is feeling the cold a little bit, aren't you?
So this outside area
all very tidy.
Very tidy. I'm very much enjoying
It's really
this.
tidy. I think he just needs a rug on.
So has been, he's a real hot horse.
Right.
So he's been led down all night and the shavings have stuck to him, so I've been rubbing him off. But if you put a rug on him, he just sweats quite a lot at the moment.
Summer sheets, even, just a light sheet.
He's a nightmare with them. He just sweats underneath.
Does he?
Yeah, he is just a really hot horse.
Okay.
I do really struggle with it.
It's just a little chilly. Okay. I'll stand my ground.
Okay, and it's Rowena and Deli. Morning, Rowena. Oh, hi, Deli. This is a very cute pony. Right, well, she heard us coming, but I think it was pretty tidy before we got here.
I think it was.
I'm in the middle of brushing him.
Well, he's immaculate. Hello, little one. How often do you plait him?
It lives in a running plat, so I redo it. Sorry?
He lives.
Yeah, the mane stays in a running flat all the time normally.
does it?
So I redo it about every couple of weeks.
Oh, well done. So it stays in for a couple of weeks and then... Okay. The one eye is a little weepier, is that?
I'm going to get a hot cloth to give it a little bit of a... I think from travelling yesterday.
Do you want another tip? Tea bag. Just might. That's not your fault, but a tea bag just might help that.
Yeah.
Very smart though, Rowena.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
Right, this is Tommy and Louis. Look behind you, Pammy. They're all like trembling in fear behind you.
They need to.
To be fair, I have a feeling that poo might have only just happened in Tommy's defence.
Well, I do know a new poo from an old poo. I'm quite pleased to see a smaller hay net in the morning.
Yeah, and big banks. I like that.
Tommy.
Tommy, yeah, it looks good in here, I think. What do you think? What are you going to go for?
Tommy. Tommy?
Tommy.
This is a spot stable check.
This is a spot stable check.
Now, dearest
Oh,
Tommy.
wow. Good luck, Tommy.
Could you take out your jewellery?
Oh, yeah.
It's actually not allowed under our insurance.
Yeah,
you can't ride here unless you take it out.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It is all part of a stables check.
Oh,
Oh no!
Right, we've got Grace and Duke. And then Isabella at the end.
Go on, that's a good boy. Back. Good. One dropping. 2. That's bad luck during breakfast.
Wow, that is the biggest hay net I've ever seen in my life.
That's probably why he's got 2 droppings.
So this is the sage in the LeMieux. So this is Grace's stuff on this side.
Right.
A nice new saddle pad on the floor. What do you think, buddy? You've got to wear that later. There we go.
Okay.
So Isabella, and this says Aria, but this is actually Roxy. She was meant to bring her other horse, but I'm not sure what the story is behind it, but this is actually Roxy.
And
Roxy, they've already got one rosette. They were reserve in the Charles Owen at-home dressage. Yesterday, Carl liked them. And I think
immaculately turned out.
Yeah, really nice. Okay, shall we go and tell them?
The golden fork goes to Dominique.
Here we go, Dominique. You get to use this, and if you keep it up, you'll get to keep it, but it may get passed on. You never know when Pammy and I might appear down here.
Yeah,
so for now, you get the golden fork. So she gets a rosette. Excellent. Well done, Dominique.
And Isabella was second.
Does she get a rosette?
Why not? Oh, we're generous this morning. Natasha and Rowena, you were very close. Rowena just ahead of Natasha. And yes. We'll leave the rest discreetly.
Yes, and the person who is here with the head collar on the floor did not do well. Well, now the All-Stars have got some more rosettes to add to their tally. Let's have a look how that affects our leaderboard. So Dominique is still in the lead, but now she has 3 rosettes. Izzy is hot on her heels with 2 rosettes, but Grace and Natasha are in the danger zone.
I am probably one of the messiest people ever. Roxy is so clean. She literally stands in one place and eats and does not move her bed, and I got really lucky.
Well, that's it for episode 1 of the All-Star Academy, but there's still a long way to go. And coming up is my favourite bit. It's the first ridden assessments, where we get to have that proper look at them on their horses and ponies, and I hear they might have to leave the ground.
I was not born yesterday.
It's not any safer down there than it is down here.
No, slower, slower.
So make sure you tune in for episode 2 of the LeMieux All-Star Academy.
having Carl watch us actually ride was one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my life.